Ah, shit! We have hit yet another psychological jackpot. I find it interesting how people accuse the Exoticals of cosplaying as mixed, cosplaying as other, or cosplaying as benefiting from isms. Meanwhile, you've got thousands of unambiguous black women and men who are literally cosplaying as white on dating apps and on job applications. So Exoticals are cosplayers when they actually have DNA from other ethnicities and races. Yet unambiguous people who have no relation to those races are completely changing ethnicity so they can get access to better jobs and better dating options. So this actually goes back into one of my talking points. I've talked about how a lot of people in the black community have an inferiority complex and they have hierarchy thinking. So they view whiteness as automatically having more access to like better men and stuff like that, or maybe having better access to getting a job. But let's take a look at this video.
I don't understand why on job applications they ask you if you're Hispanic or not. Like that is just one separate question.
Mhm.
And then the next one is what is your ethnicity?
Well, I always put that I'm white on mine every single
Do
time.
you really?
Because what you gonna do when I get there? You gonna say, "Oh,
Huh.
but he's not white."
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what they're going to do. Have you ever heard of racism? So I think it's hilarious how people are so pressed about the exotical space, yet you literally have people changing their races to white, trying to pretend that they are an unambiguous white person. And then they think that by clicking white, it's going to somehow cancel out racism or that people will suddenly treat them like a quote unquote white person. So, first of all, the way that they're assuming that a white person is automatically treated better solely due to whiteness, that's already an internalized inferiority complex right there. Whiteness is not the final determining factor in whether or not somebody gets a date. There are plenty of incel white guys, there are plenty of jobless white guys. Let's take a look at some of the comment foolery. This person says, hiring manager, damn it, I should have known there wasn't a white Jamarcus. Oh, yeah. Have you ever heard of people changing their names too? They'll change their name or they'll go by a different name. This person says, I put white. I identify as white, whether I look white or not. So, isn't it interesting how in the unambiguous community, they're trying to have fluid identities? They're trying to have fluid identities. You got this person defending it, saying, whether I look white or not, that's how I identify. And nobody's arguing. People are saying, oh, yeah, that's good. You should do this to social climb. Remember, I told you that a lot of the race conversations and the colorism, texturism, and featureism conversations in the black community, they're not about social justice. They are talking about social status. So they're calling themselves white on dating apps and job applications as a social climbing tactic. Yet they have the audacity to come for the exoticals for using social climbing tactics that are actually tied to our real identities. This person says, fun fact, as a black man, I have a great resume, good education, but if I put black, it's 50-50 that I get the interview. When I put white with my background, I always get the interview. So my question is, why would you want to work for someone who wants to eliminate people based on blackness, though? That's my question. Like, if I'm going on a dating app or a job application and they have specifically done something racist, which is trying to filter out anyone with proximity to blackness, why would I still try to weasel myself into those spaces? This is no different than the unambiguous black women who get mad when a man doesn't want dark-skinned black women in his section. I wouldn't want to be in the section with somebody who doesn't want me there. Why would I chase after somebody who doesn't want me? That's what this is giving. It's giving desperation. It's giving, I'm chasing after this white community who doesn't want to include me. And so I'm going to defraud them and put white and pretend like I'm a white guy, even though I have no relation to white people whatsoever. And hopefully when I walk in, then they'll just accept me. This person says, my name is Blake, but I'm black as ever. I've been called fast after submitting an app, but once I got there, the mood totally changes into right now we are just accepting apps and we will call you if we think you're a fit. BS every time. Discrimination still exists for real. Exactly. So why would I want to work for a company that is discriminating based on my blackness? Why would I try to beg and try to weasel my way into those companies? I don't want to work for people who are racist. I don't want to work for people who view blackness as inferior. So do you see the hypocrisy? They come for the exotical space. They come for us using our fluid identities in a healthy way and in a normal way. But then if you look at their YouTube channels, they're literally putting white on dating apps and job apps. yet have the audacity to call Exoticals cosplayers. So for all the black female content creators who want to call us cosplayers, where is the smoke for these people? Where's the smoke for the black women that are changing their race to white on dating apps? Let's take a look at this one. It's about racism on dating apps. She has the comments turned off because she already knows what's up.
There was a girl a couple months ago who came on this app and told black women to change their race to white so that they could have better dating options. So I decided to test that theory on my Hinge yesterday. On Hinge, you have the option to hide your race. So my race before was black, it was hidden. And most of the options on my timeline were drug dealers, scammers, and just frankly men I have no interest in dating. So I changed my race to white, and suddenly I'm getting Harvard graduates, real estate investors, financial advisors, football players, black men, I and good looking. Where were y'all? But anyway, this is just me saying, if you want better options, change your race to white on these dating apps because they take us for a fucking joke.
I love how she ends the video with change your race to white because they identify us as a joke. So why would you want to be filtered into the dating pool of someone who views black women as a joke? The Exoticals are the cosplayers, but you've got women who are completely unambiguous pretending to be white on a dating app because that is how desperate they are to be chosen by these black men. Also, this woman said that she attracts drug dealers and scammers. I love how she's blaming her blackness for attracting drug dealers and scammers. First of all, that is a super inferiority complex because you're blaming blackness. You're actually insulting all the unambiguous black women who do not attract drug dealers and scammers. The reason you're attracting drug dealers and scammers, that's not because of your blackness, sis. There are plenty of black women who are dating regular guys who are not scammers. So that's mistake number one. So do you see the inferiority complex coming out? Do you see the internalized hierarchy thinking coming out? It's that mindset of, oh, blackness is at the bottom, or black women are at the bottom, or everyone's filtering us out on dating apps. And so, my whole life is just going to be so different if I stop identifying as black. But it's like, sis, when it comes to your actual race and phenotype, if you look unambiguously black, if your parents are unambiguously black, if your grandparents are unambiguously black, denying that blackness, it's not really going to do anything. Because also, what happens if you go on the date, or if you're on a dating app and then the guy's like, wait, why does it say you're white? But then, like, you're black though. Are you mixed? That's actually when people are going to start asking if you're mixed. And then you're going to have to explain, oh no, I just put white on my dating app so that more guys would pick me. So do you see the extreme pick me behavior? This is extreme pick me behavior. Also, I've seen so much content from black women talking shit about Karen and talking shit about biracial Becky's and talking about how trashy a lot of white women are, yet they are cosplaying as white women on dating apps. So you're talking shit about white women, yet you want the dating options of white women. You want to date white men, you want to date Karen's sons, and the same thing goes with how they treat mixed race people. So they will be racist against mixed people. They will try to use our own blackness against us, and they'll say things like, oh, you don't look mixed, you just look regular, and regular equals black. And then being pretty equals looking non-black. So they'll try to use our blackness against us as multiracial people, but then they want to go and create multiracial people. So a lot of them, they'll hate on people who are like mixed. Maybe you're black and white, maybe you're black and Indian, but then they want to go and date an Indian man and create black and Indian babies. So do you see the extreme jealousy? I told you that this conversation is about social status. A lot of black women and men, they view whiteness or proximity to whiteness as a flex. Notice how in this girl's video, when she's talking about her black experience, she equates it to the drug dealers, she equates it to the scammers and stuff. And then she actually said that she attracted good looking black men when she picked white on her dating app. So that's implying that the good looking black men date white women. So, but I thought you guys said that all black men are dusties and that, the dusty black men date white women. Which one is it? Do you guys like black men or not? Because you guys will say that you don't like black men, but then whenever we go into your unambiguous spaces, you guys are secretly talking about black men and who black men choose. So do you see how black male-centered this woman is? Do you see how white male-centered this woman is? And do you see how her relationship traumas, she's actually equating her trauma to her blackness, saying that, oh, I used to attract drug dealers and basically ugly guys. And also, I would love to see a picture of what she considers ugly. I would love to see a picture of what she considers unattractive in terms of men, Because that's another thing. They won't admit to you that they don't find their own features attractive. They don't find unambiguous features attractive. That's why they project it onto exoticals. They try to tell the dark-skinned exoticals over here, oh, you're not pretty. Why? Oh, because you look like me, basically. You look like an unambiguous black woman, therefore you're regular. You have broad features or dark skin or 4C hair, therefore you are regular. So you can actually hear those implications coming out in this woman's TikTok. But what do you ladies think? Is it giving desperation? Is it giving pick me? Is it giving cosplayers? Or are the exoticals the cosplayers? What do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.